be able to stand beside you, LP, on your wedding day. I'm sure you all must have noticed that I carried a portrait in, and I wanted to pay a little, tribute to Abby, who unfortunately passed away, but held a really big role in our best life through the college years and is very missed tonight. But I remember 2016 was a bit of a slugger for LB, with Mama passing and Abby as well. And I don't know why it is that we have to lose the people we love, but I do think that things were replaced in their loss. And I wanted to share a couple stories that LB's shared with me about Abby. One of which is that, Friday and Saturday nights, if LB was gone too long to the bars, not that she went partying too much, don't worry. She was working hard in college, I promise, but Abby would, whether or not planned, make sure that Lord Beth was picked up and back home safely. Would just show up, whether or not she said she needed someone to be there, which I think is pretty cool. And Abby was the kind of friend that helped to fine-tune your moral compass, from what I can understand. Even when you thought that your directional sense was pretty fine-tuned, whether or not you wanted to hear it. So, in fact, the way LB looked at Abby for guidance is similar to the way that I looked at LB for guidance. Way back in the first years of our friendship, I remember going to LB's place. It was like my favorite place to go as a kid. It was really fun. There were a lot of sleepovers on that living room floor, and Patrick was always trying to crash our parties. There was a lot of rainbow chip ice cream. No, rainbow chip icing. I kid you not, one of those birthdays, I think we all went home with a tub of it, and I was at Miss Danita. Knows the way to his heart. We would cook the best food at her house. Looking back, the first step of a lot of those recipes should have been to take the batteries out of the fire alarm first. But we figured it out step 4 or 5, so it all got taken care of. I remember there was a litter of pug puppies one summer, and the need to brush up a little bit on my southern accent, because for several days I was trying to figure out why the Hammocks fed their dogs owl poo. And I realized that Mr. Scott was getting yelled at to feed Sadie Alpo that whole time. And I was like, why do you feed them Alpo that whole time? And so those early years, they rolled into high school, and we had our first boyfriends, which might have been a little earlier than high school, but we didn't tell our parents about that. And then...
Looking at me, your mom's watching.
Right? Okay, well, we played volleyball. And we tried real hard to play softball, and for a good long while, LB was like the other half of my brain. And one of her most shining moments that I have to share, and don't be too mortified by this story, in 10th grade English class, she put herself on the line for me. So the Scarlet Letter, y'all remember having to read that, right? It's like a required reading 10th grade. So we had to do this project, and we were all given random letters. Mine was an E, and I was supposed to present a vice. We were all presenting vices of ours associated with the letter, like the Scarlet Letter, A, adultery, Okay. So E, I stand up, and I was gonna say, not perfect for, oh my gosh, that's not what I'm, but this is a good story. It's a tried and true friendship move she made. I stood up, and before I could say anything, I was like, my letter is E, and I was going to say, oh, sometimes I eavesdrop on people. I try not to, but it's hard not to when people talk about things that are interesting. I'm slowing down, Mom. I'll talk a little bit slower. But when I stood up, some girl in this class yelled, easy, in front of everybody. The teacher laughed. Everybody laughed at me. And LB was like, that is just wrong. She did not the teacher didn't sanction this kid. And I was so embarrassed. And you will not guess what that girl's letter was. It was an S. And you will not guess what LB said. But she said it. She said it. And so, she didn't get in trouble either. But at that moment I was like, best friend. She's the best friend. And so here's to the most loyalist of friends. I lost my drink, thank you. Cheers to you all, and many years of happy marriage You got a good one, as you know. I don't have to tell you that. I love you both.
Yay!